So we're gonna try this again. The last time I tried to record, my cat decided to walk across the keyboard, which he's about to do again. At least this time, it did not stop the video, because that's what happened last time, so I'm having to re-record it. Um, anyways, this week has been very crazy, like emotionally for me. Last weekend, I went out of town to a wedding, and the wedding was absolutely great. I had a lot of fun. She was a beautiful bride. You could tell that she was very happy. I got to meet her sister's fiance as well, and so that was really cool. This family has been a part of my life for quite a while, and I remember spending summers during my childhood over at their house, and it was really awesome. Those are just some of the best memories I have as a kid. Being able to get away from my house and my hometown and being able to go up there and just stay with them for a while. It was really nice. But anyways, so because of that, a lot of these people I haven't seen in years. And I mean, I hadn't seen the bride in at least 5, and everybody else was at least that much for the most part. And so I've transitioned since then. And some I've kept in contact with. Some of these people I've kept in contact with, so it wasn't such a shocker, and it wasn't as awkward with them because they've seen pictures of me and they've heard my voice and whatnot. But then others have not, and like the bride's mom had not. Like, she's seen some pictures of me, but she's not on my Facebook, and so that was a little awkward and uncomfortable for her whenever I first went up to her at the wedding. It was very obvious. It's like she didn't know what to say or do or talk about, and so she was just standing there, like, looking from side to side. And then she'd come up with another question, and she'd ask me, and it was all just small talk. But once I got her to loosen up, um, it was obvious that she felt a lot more comfortable, and she realized, hey, this is the same person. They just look different, and obviously they're more happy. Um, and I actually talked to her a little bit about it because that family is very important in my life, and I I told her, I was like, hey, I know it was really awkward for you at first, and I completely understand that, but I want you to know that you guys mean a lot to me, and I would hate for this to be something that you see and you end up hating me for it, because I want you to know I'm so much happier than I ever have been. Whenever I was down here and I was visiting you guys, and around that time in my childhood, I was not happy. I used to cut, I used to self-harm. I hated myself and I hated my body, and now I'm finally at a place where I'm comfortable and I love myself. Not like in an unhealthy way, but I love being me, and I'm comfortable with that finally. And I think it finally clicked for her. But outside of that, um, I actually ran into my cousin's husband, and I hadn't seen him in years. Like, ever since I sent my family a letter years, and if you've watched my videos in the past, I think I touched on that a while back. But if not, then basically what happened was my family wasn't accepting me, and they were judging me and saying stuff behind my back, except for it was like they're behind my back right here and they're talking about me. So I mean, it wasn't just like, hey, he's in another room. No, like, I was in the same room even, and they were still talking about me and pointing, and it was obvious. And I don't have time for that. I mean, it's rude, and to me it's unacceptable, and I don't have a problem with cutting people out of my life that are false and negative. Um, so anyways, I sent a letter to the people that were like that out of my family that year, and basically stated, hey, look, I know what's going on. I know you guys do not understand what I'm going through or what I'm doing, and you don't necessarily agree with it. However, even if I haven't agreed with or understood your decisions in the past, I have been supportive of you and loved you unconditionally, just like any family member should. And I'm obviously not getting the same from you, so until that changes, then you will no longer be a part of my life. So in the future, if you decide that you want to be a part of my life, then we can talk. And nobody has said anything since then. So it was different running into him, and it brought up a lot of stuff from the past. So having to deal with that has been stressful and emotional, and it's also it's also kind of helped get over some things and help me process some things a little bit more. So it's not necessarily all negative, but it's just been very stressful. Like, I seriously almost started smoking again, and I haven't smoked in 5, 6 years or so. No, almost 5. It'll be 5 in February. Um, so it was rough. But then, okay, so this week, Sunday was National Coming Out Day, which is always awesome. I came out as an ally, and then this week was Ally Week, and they had all these events at the school, which was really awesome, really cool, and it was it was a learning process. I mean, you never know everything, right? There's always something that you can learn, and this week was just a reminder of that. Um, I speak about gender nonconformity and gender identity um, quite often. Not so much anymore, but I used to a lot more than I do now. And so I went to this speaker that was this guest speaker. I went to go see her, and she talked about basically the same thing, except for she also added the romantic interests on top of that, and that's something that I haven't heard. I mean, I've heard about it, but I haven't heard it spoken about, and so it was interesting to be able to learn that side of the spectrum, and also learn some identities and orientations that I didn't know about before. Um, so sorry, Socrates is he's being a tyrant this morning, and he is just creating a disaster in my room. But anyways, if you hear something knocking down or, the building crashing, it's okay. I will still continue on with the video. Um, but as long as he doesn't stop it again. Anyways, so this week has been learning as well, and that's been really cool. So as you can see, it's just been all over the place as far as emotions wise. Definitely all over the place. And then some things happened last night at an event, and it made me very angry. Basically, there was somebody there that was not very respectful at all, and they were using their position and power within society to gender-based power, I should say, within society to make people feel uncomfortable and make them not feel safe. And it really ticked me off because I respect people, and whenever people are being disrespected, it really irritates me. Um, Luckily, the people that were there are okay now, but at first they weren't, and that's not okay. That's never okay. So it's been an emotional week, and then my car was in the shop yesterday for the fifth time since I got it, which was like a month ago. Hopefully it's all fixed now. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully it is all fixed. It is all fixed. Yes, we're thinking positive here. Anyways, so I say all this because it is important whenever you have all these things going on in your life and your emotions are up and down, or you have high levels of stress, or whatever. Whenever you're going through so much in your life, it's important to take time out for yourself and to be able to put aside that time and relax, just completely relax. Um, I I don't really talk about it much, but a lot of people can think I'm Buddhist, and I kind of am. I don't really claim any religion in particular. If I had to state a religion that was closest to what I believe in, then yes, it is Buddhism, but it's not really totally my thing. And also, I don't really consider Buddhism a religion. It's more of a theology to me, and a way that you can live, and that is shown by your actions. So I don't really know how to expand upon that. That's basically how I feel. So whenever I need time and space, and I just need to relax, I go out in nature, and I sit there and start really thinking about, hey, this is life, you know, there's everything around me is life. There's life in it. And I just start meditating. Or, I mean, I meditate in my room too, or wherever I am. But meditating has really helped me. It's very peaceful once you get the hang of it. At first, it's a little hard, but once you get the hang of it, it's very peaceful. And going into yourself and focusing on nothing, it's amazing. But anyways, whatever you like to do to wind down and treat yourself or um, refocus your energy, it's important to do that during times of high stress. So hopefully you guys have a way to do that. If not, contact me and I will try to help you find something that works for you. But peace out and see you guys next week maybe. All right.